must come, better 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 must come.
Order. Now my court is in session. Will you please stand? First, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Judge 1000 Years. Some people call me Judge Reggaemusic. I am from Africa, and I come to try all you politicians for selling out black people. In my court, only M.u.t.a.b.a.r, as I am vexed. This is the people's court. Now what you have here today?
Well, Your Honor, we have defendants, Senator Sankey Singh and Senator Change Your Mind. Also here is Mr. Religious Belief, but I think we shall deal with the senators today. At a later date, we will deal with religious belief.
All right. Politician Sankey Singh and politician Change My Mind, you are brought here for tricking black people by promising them good living every 5 years. You have been selling out black people to foreigners.
Your Honor,
Hush up! I'm not finished yet. What you want to do? Promise me to? I see the rich getting richer and the poor dying.
Your Honor, fundamentally, if I might say something at this point in time.
Shut up! This is the people's court, and I'm not allowing any politicking here. If you disturb me again, I will give you 1,000 years for contempt of court. You are also charged for charging people too much taxes because of your mismanagement, spending money then taxing the people for it. You keep borrowing money from the IMF and the World Bank in the people's name, continuing the oppression of black people by the same colonial masters. Why you can't learn? No so-called third world country have been able to break loose from these money hawks. You have black people in a vicious cycle.
If it wasn't for me, black people in this country would still be worshipping the Statue of Liberty. Well, tell me how come you change your mind now?
Shut up! What you trying to do? Confuse the court? I am giving you both 1,000 years on the first account. From 1938 until now, you have been dividing black people. You're promising the people them right back into slavery. No, the only thing you have been truthful about is your thing about out of many one.
Your Honor, that was taken from my Uncle Sam.
Yes, because there's only one people that clean the street. It's one people that eat out a garbage heap. One people that cut sugar cane. One people in the sun and rain. And one people that tile. And it's one people that see a collect the kyle. And speaking of Uncle Sam, I shall also charge you for giving rise to crack and cocaine in this country by killing off the ganja plant that used to help our foreign exchange deficit. I am giving you 1,000 years for the crimes of Anthony Gurley, Godfather Dan, and Mr. Crackstone.
But, Your Honor,
shut up! You should be hanged, but I shall be lenient and give you both 1,000 years. I have been noticing that in your airports, only outgoing passengers are caught with drugs, but never tourists. Yet we don't grow cocaine here, but it keeps getting more common and common.
But the tourist business is very vital to our national development.
Vital? Vital to who? With your all-exclusive hotels? Tourists will soon think that Negroes is the next island by itself. You claim that the poor can't take no more, but you're not giving them anything. I see more Benz than Lada, and I hear that a car that costs 20,000 in Miami costs 800,000 a year. What you do with all those extra money at customs? You keep talking about tourist harassment. What you call what them doing with Jamaicans in foreign? Every day them talking about Jamaican posse.
Your Honor, as you can plainly see, when I was in power, things were going to get right. I had all the white people with money on my side. All the brown people were starting to feel as if they were living in Miami.
But what about black people?
Well, as I was just getting around to them, I lost the elections, Your Honor. That is no excuse, Your Honor. Before him, black people were getting very self-sufficient. Brown people were starting to acquire homes in Miami. That is because they were running away, Your Honor. white people started to say I and I. Your Honor, if it wasn't for him and his black ideology, we would reach much further. Your Honor, him never have poor people on the mind. That is why we're having so much trouble now. Your Honor, is him change, not me. Your Honor, him have a party of gangs. Is him say so himself.
Shut up. I see no difference between both of you. You both following the same things that has and is still keeping down black people.
When you're not in power, Your Honor, it is easy to say this and that. But when you have power, it is very different. A different song you have to sing.
I am giving you both another 1,000 years. None of you have the solutions to black people problem. I suggest you read the philosophy and opinions of Marcus Garvey. Study him carefully, then I might just grant your pardon. And another thing, before on the beginning of the sentence, both of you should visit Arcade and see how poor women run business from nothing. Let the domestic helpers show you how to use $130 to feed a family of 6 for 1 week. Now take them away.
Judge 1,000 years presiding. Your Honor, we have here Mr. Religious Belief and his henchman, Mr. Denomination. Mr. Religious Belief! Mr. Religious Belief! Please take the stand.
I am noticing that there's a new prosecutor here.
Yes, Your Honor. After the last trial, other prosecutor had to resign. Your Honor, I think both of the gentlemen should take the stand at the same time, considering the magnitude of charges against them.
Mr. Religious Belief and Mr. Denomination, I see where you also have been promising black people, but you are even worse than the politicians. You promise them good living after they die. Yes, you say their reward is in heaven. It would appear to me that both of you have been to heaven already and have gotten yours. The charges are too numerous to mention here. For over 500 years, you have been wanted from ever since you sent your relative here. Yes, I am talking about the same Christopher Columbus.
Your Honor, the name is Christopher Columbus.
Hush up! Columbus, it don't matter. He did come trick us. It was you who went to the Americas and Africa with your doctrine of civilizing the savages. You taught black people to pray with their eyes closed. When they opened them, you had their land and they had the Bible. With the Bible and gun, you robbed, raped, murdered our foreparents in the name of Jesus. You have divided black people into groups, causing them to distrust each other. The first charge is for misleading black people into their colorblind blindness. You have black people worshipping everything white as good. White Jesus, white winged angels, white Christmas. Even the songs talk about whiter than snow I long to be.
Bible did say, though your sins be like scarlet, they shall be as white as snow.
So, you're trying to tell me that if my sins are white instead of scarlet, God will accept my sins? And by the way, Michelangelo painting of his uncle. For years, black people keep revering this picture as the true picture of Christ. All your religious holidays originate in Europe. Everything in heaven is white. Everything in hell is black. It's a lucky thing Jamaicans start to visit hell and really see for themselves.
Your Honor, if I may be allowed to speak, our divine and beloved Father, Pope.
Shut up! Dope or Pope, I will not allow you to ask any questions here. I have never heard anyone asking you any questions in one of your church services. You are also charged for collecting money under false pretense. You keep saying the church have no money, yet every little open land have a tent for a few months, then a massive building later. Did not your Bible say that your body is the temple of God?
Your Honor, Mr. Denomination has been collecting money from people, saying that he can get them into Miami via the Bahamas through the guise of Christian crusade. scheme, people have been jailed, sir, trying to reach Miami.
What? I thought you would be trying to get them to heaven via your church. You are also charged for misinterpretation. You have twisted the Bible to suit white supremacy. You have taken stories and quotes from other books, much older than the Bible, and made them into myths. Have you ever read the Egyptian Book of the Dead?
The what?
It is because of you why the DJs have no respect for our black women. You have painted a picture of women as the originator of sin. You have made women look inferior in all your religious books. You have been preaching a sexist doctrine to our people. From Eve till now, you have blamed women for the downfall of the world. You blame Delilah for Samson's stupidity. You have even placed sin on sex, saying that Mary was a virgin all her life. With these images, what do you expect from our people? You even have the earth as only 6,000 years old. Maybe the history of Europe is only 6,000 years, but black people have been here long before. Long before.
Your Honor.
Hush up! Didn't I tell you not to interrupt? You shall get an extra 1,000 years for contempt of court.
Your Honor, there's a certain denomination that has been given legal status here. That said denomination has been preaching for years that black people cannot enter heaven. Yet their recruiters travel around on bicycles, 2 by 2, trying to win souls.
I have heard of this. I hear that they call themselves Church of the Latter-day Saints of Jesus Christ, or morons.
The word is Mormons, Your Honor. You have to understand that things change.
Hush up! Understand? Black people have been under the stand for centuries. These morons or Mormons, as you call them, should never be allowed into a country that is predominantly black to preach about God. You have been collaborating with the politicians to trick black people. You have branded voodoo and obi and all African-oriented traditions as paganism. Yet you have the people going to church, trying to drink the blood of Jesus and eat his flesh. And I did hear you teaching them to pray, and I quote, "Lead us not into temptation." It is you they should be asking to lead them not into temptation. When since the Lord lead people into temptation that you should be asking him not to do it?
That was a slight misinterpretation.
Remember the baker? Remember the one who was swagging hearts? Remember the one who was using his mouth to orally rob her? All of these were collecting souls under false pretense. Mr. Religious Belief and Mr. Denomination, I hereby sentence you both to 1,000 years for swindling poor people by way of radio and TV. I also give you 1,000 years for each year that black people have been suffering since Columbus came here. Now take them away. Will you hear me say no? Without any apology, it no good to stay in a white man country too long. It no good to stay in a white man country too long. It no good to stay in a white man country too long. In the 50s, my mother sister run go England. Now them gone America, them turn American. It no good to stay in a white man country too long. It no good to stay in a white man country too long. So you left Clarendon and go a Brixton, and you check say things cool in a Liverpool. But me no Powell didn't know that things would get a blow. It no good to stay in a white man country too long. It no good to stay in a white man country too long. And I listen the news, I get confused. A black man join the Ku Klux Klan. It no good to stay in a white man country too long. It no good to stay in a white man country too long. If you're white, it's alright. If you're brown, stick around. If you're black, get back. Or you better attack. It no good to stay in a white man country too long. It no good to stay in a white man country too long. Now the fire have a chalice. But me say, should have burn down the palace. It's no good to stay in a white man country too long. It's no good to stay in a white man country too long. Hear why? When you're there, you say, hey sir. When you go there, you say, a cup of tea please. It's no good. Rastafari no. It's no good to stay in a white man country too long. When you're there, you say, hey sir. When you go there, you say, hey mate, it's getting late. It's no good to stay in a white man country too long. It's no good to stay in a white man country too long. Now them shoot Reagan, them shoot the Pope, them shoot after the Queen, and you take it for a joke. It's no good to stay in a white man country too long. It's no good to stay in a white man country too long. Right now, right about now, I'm going to tell you who all of them musicians here is and what them name. Right over there in that corner there, I don't know if everybody can see him. I don't know where I'm getting him name from, but them call him, oh, Tarzan. And in this corner here, you know this black Tommy right there, so he's a man who loves smoke a whole heap of cigarette. South African style. Them call him Lee Bird Morrison or Gibby, lead guitar. A man who wants to show everybody that he was in Nigeria. And right now, through the year, a whole heap of little madness. Alright, now everybody say, this man named Scully and percussions. Yes. And right over there. Right over there. That brother that looking like a mafia. Him called Benbow and drums. Brother here left school. Jim say one upon Sunsplash one day. But him name Christopher or Chris and Bass. It no good to stay in a white man country too long. It no good to stay in a white man country too long. Blacks in England, what is your plan? Blacks in England, check the time. Skinhead them now, check them crime. Blacks in England, find your land. Cause it no good to stay in a white man country too long. know. Right now, the man who like it, bite it. Cause me know say you have to have pulse like steel. Africa had great kings and queens, you should know. Search your history, it will show. If you know not from whence you came, you are doomed to live in shame.
Great kings of Africa, rulers all around. They were mighty, brave and strong, tore every barriers down. In Africa, yes I eat. In Africa, oh yeah. In Africa, yes I eat. In Africa, oh yeah.
Now let no one fool you. Great was Shaka the Zulu. The British army never did see such a fierce warrior as he.
In Africa, yes I eat. In Africa, oh yeah. In Africa, yes I eat. In Africa, oh yeah.
Afonso of the Congo region adopt this for his people the Christian religion, never bowing to what was paid, uniting his people against the slave trade.
In Africa, yes I eat. In Africa, oh yeah. In Africa, yes I eat. In Africa, oh yeah.
Akhenaten, the first man to tell that the God is one, carved the theology that men could see, that the Almighty was no mystery.
In Africa, yes I eat. In Africa, oh yeah. In Africa, oh yes. In Africa, in Africa, yes I eat. In Africa, oh yeah. In Africa, yes I eat.
Hey, 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 hey. Calling Africans now, come. Hey. Wanna tell you don't walk, run. Got to rule your own kingdom. Yeah.
See Shaka Zulu upon the corner. Him a the band in the area. When the wicked them a lick shot, him no rap get to lick it back. In Africa, yes I eat. In Africa, oh yeah. In Africa, yeah, yeah. In Africa, well.
Now the King of Kings, Haile Selassie, was invaded by the fascist Mussolini. If the world had listened to this little man, World War II might have never begun.
In Africa, yes I eat. In Africa, oh yeah. In Africa, yes I eat. In Africa, oh yeah.
Yes, Africa had great kings and queens, you should know. Search your history, it will show. If you know not from whence you came, you are doomed to live in shame.
Yes I eat. In Africa, oh yes. In Africa, yeah. In Africa, oh yeah.
Hannibal, yes he was bold, took his army of elephants through the cold. Through the Alps his army came, confounding enemies, putting them to shame.
In Africa, yes I eat. In Africa, whoa, yeah. In Africa, Africa, Africa. In Africa, whoa, yeah. Yes I eat.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa,
I ruling.
Africa, yes
I
I eat.
cooling. Do you get my meaning?
Mangoes to you lie. With your rumors you're causing pure strife. So back where with you.
Bone lies. What this you're telling I and I.
Bone lies. You trick your dog but you can't trick I.
It's not the first them war without what our faith is all about. It's not the first them war we sing we song. by the rivers of Babylon. Now them come again, wolves in the lion den, want to discredit I and I with them big bag of bone lies.
Bone lies, bone lies. What this you telling I and I?
What kind of bone them you claim say you find? Oh now
1935 to 1975, them say Rasta you got dead. Some get bummy and shave them head. But for all who stand, we must see the promised land. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Patience can sometimes hurt you, but it's still a virtue.
though it may seem like some gone astray, Rasta will still rise the next day. Though it may seem too great a task, our love for Selassie will never mask. Oh now
You laugh last, laugh the best. The race is not for the swift, but is who endure the test. You kill I today, you can't kill I tomorrow. Today you laugh, tomorrow your sorrow. No matter what you
no
say,
care how CNN try,
Rasta they have to
no
say.
care how BBC lie, them can't kill the spirit of the Rasta man.
Bone lies, bone lies. What this you telling I and I?
Bone lies, bone lies. You trick your dog, but you can't trick I.
So I fate my eye dreams and sistrings I fate. Africa await its creators. I fate my eye dreams and sistrings I fate. Africa await its liberators.
Though it may seem like some gone astray, Rasta will still rise the next day. Though it may seem too great a task, our love for Selassie will never mask. He who laugh last, laugh the best. The race is not for the swift, but is who endure the test. You kill I today, you can't kill I tomorrow. Today you laugh, tomorrow your sorrow. No matter what you say, Rasta, they have to stay.
Bone lies. What kind of bone them you find? What
A
is
dog
you telling
bone,
how you
a horse
bone, a tiger bone, a elephant bone,
Bone lies, bone lie,
mangusto bone them you find.
bone lie,
A
bone lie. You
fooling
can't
the
trick
people all the
I.
time.
Bone lie, bone lie,
What this you telling I and I? Bone lies,
bone lie,
bone lies.
bone
You
lie.
trick your dog,
You
but you
can't
can't
trick
trick
I.
Can't trick Rasta.
Bone lie, bone lie,
No.
bone
Couldn't
lie,
find His
bone
Majesty's
lie.
bone.
You
And then the bone
can't
is
trick
too precious
I.
to find.
Bone lie, bone lie, bone lie, bone
You trick your
lie.
dog, but
You can't trick I.
Man, yeah. I must see mangusto bone them you find. Oh Lord. Ribby bang bang, a diggy ding ding. Mangusto, you run when I'm
So what you kings of the Lord of lords, to be conquering the lion and the tribe of Judah.
Rasta they have to stay nana. Our love for Selassie will never fade.
You trick your dog, but you can't trick I.
Bone like them.
I am the man you love to hate. I used to sit down in the slums of Ghost Town and Trench Town, Back-a-wall. No clothes to hide my nakedness. Filth and mosquitoes smelling, biting 400 years of black flesh, scarred by whips and sticks. I am the man, locks entangled in your nightmares of Medusas and Gorgons, unkept religious beliefs that pierce the side of your Jesus in the sky. Your vinegar has turned to blood, your water to mud. Choking on your life of neo-colonialistic attitudes. Yes, I am the man that came in clouds of ganja smoke, choking you to death, yet not killing you. My eyes seeing a black god, casting doubts in your mind about your unexposed spiritual being. Black shadows casting clear pictures of an existence drowned by false concepts of reality. Black was beauty until I walked with my bare feet, touching your tarry pavements of sadistic heat. Accepted I, if I came via Times Magazine or Vogue. If only you were exposed to life beyond your middle-class gate. I am the man you love to hate. I used to sit down in the slums of Ghost Town, Trench Town, Back-a-wall. No clothes to hide my nakedness. Filth and mosquitoes smelling, biting 400 years of black flesh, scarred by whips and sticks. Yes, I am the man you love to hate. Look, I am now your next door neighbor.
Never get
This poem shall speak of the wretched sea that washed ships to these shores, of mothers crying for their young swallowed up by the sea. This poem shall say nothing new. This poem shall speak of time, time unlimited, time undefined. This poem shall call names, names like Lumumba, Kenyatta, Nkrumah, Hannibal, Akhenaton, Malcolm, Garvey, Haile Selassie. This poem is vexed about apartheid, racism, fascism, the Ku Klux Klan, riots in Brixton, Atlanta, Jim Jones. This poem is revolting against first world, second world, third world, division, man-made decision. This poem is like all the rest. This poem will not be amongst great literary works, will not be recited by poetry enthusiasts. It will not be quoted by politicians or men of religions. This poem is knives, bombs, guns, blood, fire, blazing for freedom. Yes, this poem is a drum. Ashanti, Ma, Igbo, Yoruba, Nyabingi warriors, Yohuro, Namibia, Yohuro Soweto, Yohuro Africa. This poem will not change things. This poem need to be changed. This poem is a rebirth of a people, a rising, awakening, understanding. This poem speaks, is speaking, have spoken. This poem shall continue even when poets have stopped writing. This poem shall survive, you, me. It shall linger in history, in your mind, in time, forever. This poem is time, only time will tell. This poem is still not written. This poem has no poet. This poem is just a part of the story. His story, her story, our story. The story is still untold. This poem is now ringing, talking, irritating, making you want to stop it. But this poem will not stop. This poem is long, cannot be short. This poem cannot be tamed, cannot be blamed. The story is still not told about this poem. This poem is old, new. This poem was copied from the Bible, your prayer book, Playboy magazines, the New York Times, Reader's Digest, the CIA files, the KGB files. This poem is no secret. This poem shall be called boring, stupid, senseless. This poem is watching you trying to make sense from this poem. This poem is messing up your brains, making you want to stop listening to this poem. But you shall not stop listening to this poem. You need to know what will be said next in this poem. This poem shall disappoint you because this poem is to be continued in your mind, 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 in your mind. Meanwhile, you're dancing to this music and trying to figure out these lyrics. Meanwhile, you're drinking and having fun. Watch out, the revolution a come. Better be a part of the solution. This might be the final confrontation. Better awake to this reality. This is no time to lose your sanity. Cause by the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun, any which way, freedom must come. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun, any which way, freedom must come. Killing the children in Soweto, turning El Salvador in a one big ghetto, dumping waste on sea and land, building up arsenal of nuclear weapons, oppressing the Asians, bombing in Iran, troops in Afghanistan. There must be a solution, a revolution. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun, any which way, freedom must come. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun, any which way, freedom must come. Now you kill I today, you can't kill I tomorrow. Today for you, tomorrow your sorrow. Revolution for the poor, a change must come. Either by the Bible or by the gun, a change must come, a change must come. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun, any which way, freedom must come. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun, any which way, freedom must come. Talking to you leftists and capitalists, meant to have no politics. The Almighty Creator belongs to no religion. Ideologies won't bring about the solution. Now turn to the Psalms in the Bible and show me your AK-47. Come make we fight oppression. Come make we find a solution. Come make we fight oppression. Come make we start a revolution. There must be a solution, a revolution. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come in El Salvador. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come in Nicaragua. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come. By the ballot or the bullet, by the Bible or the gun. Any which way, freedom must come in South Africa.